Good evening, everyone. This is Zero. It's 1 a.m. right now, and I just realized this week's free champion rotation's gone live, so we're going to go over it really quick. We have Annie, who is going to be a really strong mid lane or support. Every fourth ability she uses, she gets a stun, which is the only thing that makes her viable as a support. She also just craps damage, so she can stun her ult, which is AoE. She can stun the whole team for 1.25 seconds, I believe it is, and just do a butt ton of damage. She's fairly easy to play. Her her ult is a large AoE. Her Q is targeted, and her other abilities are fairly easy to land. So definitely recommend trying out Annie. Pardon me, like I said, it's 1 a.m. I definitely recommend trying out Annie. Next, we have Blitzcrank, who is a support. I've seen him jungled, I've seen him mid, I've seen him top, but he's definitely like 100% a support champ. You can play him other places, but he excels at the support. He has a grab, which is the best grab in the game because if it lands, it pulls them directly to him. He also has a knock-up that he can hit on them and keep them in the air after he's grabbed them. And then his ult is also some CC. He also has a speed boost. So he's pretty ridiculous. He tanks really well. His passive is 20% of his mana goes into shield when he drops below a certain amount of health. So if you build a decent amount of mana, it converts into health or into a shield when you get low. He's just a crazy good support. He's banned in most ranked games. I'm not sure what his pick ban rate is right now, but I believe it's about 80. We have Cassiopeia, who just recently has made it back into the meta. She's a strong mid because she has lots of poison. She has lots of AoE damage. And just because she's just coming back into the meta, there's a lot of opportunities for you to be different and scare people because they're not entirely sure how to play against her. So if you get a little bit ahead, they start to get caught off guard because they don't really know how to stop Cassiopeia. However, you can see there at the bottom her difficulty bar is to the top, which is another reason she hasn't been in the meta for a while. She's challenging to play. If you're new at the game, I would probably skip her this time around and grab her next time. I'd stick with Blitz and Annie and some of the others. But she is a good champ if you can play her. She does really well mid lane. She's very strong mid. Next we have Corky. He's our first of the two ADCs up for this week. As you can see, his attack is high. His difficulty is a little bit above average, and his ability power is almost as high as his attack. I've never built him AP, but the thing is, this allows you to get a Triforce, and any ADC you can get a Triforce on is really strong because it deals so much extra damage. So Corky's a really strong ADC. Build a Triforce. His ult is one that has stacks, so you get 7 shots of your ult, and it's just an extra long range. Oh, pardon me. Extra. That 1 a.m. is getting me again. It's an extra long range auto attack that does extra damage, and every third one does even more damage, which means your Trinity Force is going to get procced every time you use your ult. Just an amazing combo. Corky's a very strong ADC right now. He's a little bit weaker in the current meta, but I would definitely recommend playing Corky because it'll allow you to start timing those Triforce procs for when you use other proc items like that. And he's a fairly strong and fairly safe ADC to play because he has an escape. Yeah, I'm having a rough time. I'm sorry, guys. Let me take a drink, see if I can fix this. Corky's a fairly strong ADC. Now, if you up the difficulty level a little bit, you have Lucian. He is very difficult to play at the lower levels. I'm not very good with him. I'm much better with Corky. He is a very strong pick. He's played a lot in the LCS because he does have high damage potential. He's just very challenging to use. His ult is very easy to miss. Probably the easiest ADC ult to miss overall because it's just a chain of shots that if you can only shoot in one direction. Once you're done, you're done. So that's definitely challenging. I cannot fix it. I'm sorry, guys. I hope this doesn't ruin the whole video. And then we have Nasus, who's a very strong top and a very strong jungle. His biggest strength is that you can build a complete tank, and every time you kill a unit with your Q, you get 3 stacks, and that means every time you use your Q after that, it will do 3 more damage. So if you get 300, if you kill 100 minions with your Q, you'll have 300 stacks, which will mean your Q will do 300 more damage. So you're a viable threat, but you're also a really strong tank, which is a really good option to have. Very strong in the jungle because he also has an ability called Wither, which basically works like Exhaust, except it's longer and stronger. So Nasus is horrifying if he's in the jungle. He's also horrifying top lane if you can get those stacks. So definitely recommend picking up Nasus. He's a very good champ if you can manage the different resources of getting the Q stacks. Nautilus, he can be played as support. I've seen him played mid, and he's a very strong jungle. All 4 of his abilities are hard CC, or are they hard CC? I believe all 4 of his abilities have hard CC. If not, 3 of them are, and one is just as slow. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly sure. Um, for that reason, if you're jungling or supporting, once you get on someone, they are not getting away ever, as long as you have somebody there to deal damage. So Nautilus is another one that you can build almost straight tank, or you can build straight tank and just use your CC as a tool and get some cooldown, and you're a very terrifying person to deal with. Because you can disrupt abilities like Katarina's ult, and you can keep people from getting away, and if they're squishy, you can kill them. So Nautilus is a very strong jungle, very strong support. We have Taric, who I would say only plays support, but you know, the meta changes. Taric's a strong support because he has a heal, he has a solid stun, he has an armor boost like Leona, and his ult just does damage to everybody around him. So Taric's a fairly strong pick because his stun is also ranged. It gives him a very good opportunities to make picks. He can set up some really good plays, and he can also tank them to either set the play up, or if play goes south, he can tank it and keep you alive. I definitely recommend picking up Taric jungle or support this week. The last one is Trundle. He's a really good top, really good jungle, mostly top though. Once you get a Blade of the Rune King on him, you can kill just about anyone. He steals everything from them. His ult steals all their stats. His Q steals their attack damage. So it just makes them weaker and him stronger. He's a really good champ to pick. Fairly easy to play, but can get much better as you practice with him. I would say probably scales better with your ability to play him. So definitely recommend picking him up this week. And that's my review of this week's free champion rotation. Thanks for watching. Questions, comments, remarks, throw them down below. Look forward to playing with you soon.